Hey there. How's it going? What's going on? How are you doing? Happy holidays. My name is Waddles. Welcome to a Christmassy themed building video. I haven't done a building video like this really ever, or in a minute, or anything like this. And if you need ideas to decorate your server, your world, your whatever, you just want a holiday build, you want to build Santa, this is the video for you. Today, I have prepared 10 different holiday themed builds that you could maybe take inspiration from, or just take and copy the build. I'm going to talk about each build and try and give you multiple angles of every build in this whole wintry world that I have generated or created for us. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like on it, hit subscribe, maybe tell me a build that you want to see me try and build, say in the Let's Play world or something like that. Just let me know what you're thinking about this video, and let's do this. Real quick, here's a shot of all 10 builds, but now into each build. In front of every build, I put a palette, basically the blocks I used for each build, except in front of Santa here, our first build. These are just blocks that are very common in all of these builds. Some reds that you could be using here, some whites, and, you know, blacks as well. But of course, it's up to you and your texture pack. Today, I am in the new default texture pack, but these will 100% work with plain old vanilla. They're pretty much the same exact thing. So build one, like we said, Santa Claus. You gotta build Santa for Christmas, right? So this is my version of him. I like it. He looks pretty wide, I guess you could say, if you know what I mean. And a little trick, shulker box for the belt buckle. If you're in survival, this might be a little more expensive, but it works really well. And then I did different color pants and different color shirt, so he's not in a whole sweatsuit jumpsuit thing going on. And how is the beard staying, right? White concrete powder. So this is the trick. If you put like something that falls on top of a too high flower and then break the flower, it will not fall. But if I try it again right next to it, that falls as soon as it updates. So if you want to make a hanging beard like I did, put your 3 flowers down, put the blocks, you know, fill in your whole beard, then go and remove the flowers, and you have a floating beard. I really like this texture for the beard, so yeah, that's what's going on. We've got some cool particle effects. Maybe his beard's a little dirty. Maybe he should take a shower. I don't know. Maybe it's crumbs from those cookies. Build number 2, a Christmas hat. Of course, you have to build a Santa or a holiday hat or whatever you want to call it. So this is just with wool. Red wool, white wool. Really simple. You can get really creative with the design here and just kind of do whatever you want. Make it hang. However, you could even make it go straight up if you don't believe in gravity. You want to do your own thing. You know, totally do your own thing. This is really easy to make. I just start with a circle, and then I just kind of really start piling wool on and making it however I really feel. But the cool thing about these is if you wanted, you could make a whole city out of these, a whole little village. I went and set up a little house inside of this one, very continuing with the whole, you know, Christmas theme or whatever. This is meant to be a tiny Christmas tree. Okay, pretend it's a Christmas tree. That's what I'm actually getting at. But yeah, you could totally set up a little house in this. You could make it even bigger and set up maybe a whole mansion in this. Really, I could have possibly done 2 stories with it. But build number 3. This is less, you know, Christmas exclusive, but I thought it would be really cool. An icicle. So this is using blue stained glass, white stained glass, packed ice, sea lantern, and not black concrete, and end rod. Now, you don't actually need to use any ice in this whatsoever. I know it's an icicle out of glass. Why didn't I just use ice? Well, that's way too easy, okay? So the key with this build is making things look like they're hanging and dripping. When an icicle is formed, water is, you know, dripping. So it would keep going down and then kind of, you know, continuing going down. You don't have this like random offshoot like this and then this, like, yeah, that's really cool looking, but that's not how an icicle really works. What I do first is go in with one color of glass and then come back in with the other and replace blocks. So first I did this all in blue. Looked kind of odd, and then I just randomly went in here with white glass, sprinkled them in, and then afterwards you just hop right on inside of the icicle here. Maybe you could even make a building in here. It might look kind of odd, but it would be cool. But then you just kind of fill it in randomly. Don't fill it in completely. The whole see-throughness, transparency, really adds the cool part of this build. It makes it look way better if you can kind of see through it and see past whatever's going on. Then just throw end rods on tips of this thing. Make sure they're not all on the same layer. Like that looks a little weird, but if you like it, you like it. But throw end rods on it just to make it look like it's dripping a little bit more. And then if you want, change the roof of wherever the icicle is hanging. Or hey, I mean, as a bonus idea, maybe you put this on the ground sticking straight up. That would be really cool too. Sliding over to build number 4, a very, very easy one. If you're just trying to make it a little more holiday themed in your world, make a simple tree. Spruce fence, spruce leaves, and some carpet of any color, really. I did red because, you know, Christmas colors, but it's really simple here, as you can see by just looking at the thing. You can go with any shape you want. See, I could make mine a little bigger. That's the nice thing about doing this design, because see, that still works. That totally works. And then you can just keep adding leaves until you're really happy. You want to try and make a more circle shape though, kind of like what I have going on. It's not an exact circle because it's so small, but it's more of a circle shape. You know, that's the shape that a Christmas tree is, after all. Usually your Christmas tree is not square, but I mean, if it is, that's all cool too. But little Christmas tree. Build 5, a poorly designed candy cane. Yes, everyone needs a really bad candy cane in their world. I'm totally kidding, but what I'm talking about here is a candy cane. If somebody builds this in their world and you see it in your world, it does look like a candy cane. Not like a great candy cane, but a candy cane, right? And same with this. Again, not a great candy cane, but a candy cane, right? It looks better than the small one, and that's what I'm getting at. If you keep making this thing bigger, it will look more and more like a candy cane. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's just with red and white concrete. You could really use any red and white block, or really any color. I really like this peach starburst candy cane. I don't know, my mom gets them. They're really good, but you could make a huge one out of any colors you really want, but the bigger it gets, the better it's gonna look. Build 6, of course, a snowman. You need a snowman for the holidays. Really simple to build, kind of a lot more materials than all the other ones. Black concrete powder, acacia, dark oak, snow, black concrete, coal, and some red concrete, or really any color. You could do a blue hat up here. It looked really nice. Any color, but really simple to do. Now, don't think too much about the circles when you're building this. This really doesn't make sense because this circle is the same size as that one, and you might know that's not how you build a snowman. But again, you don't have to get too crazy with perfection here, because you're gonna make a really big bottom circle then if you want to make each circle smaller. This would need to be like the middle one, and the bottom one would need to be much bigger. With this, it gives off the effect of a snowman. If you're just going for the effect of a snowman, this would work perfectly fine. And again, this is one of those builds where you could totally get away with putting a room inside of it, which would be really cool. 7, Santa's helpers. So we got Santa down there, the big man, then we need his helpers. Now, if I built Santa right next to the elves like I should have, these guys are smaller than Santa, which is awesome. We have a boy and a girl. So she's got a ponytail going on, and then he's got a little Santa inspired hat. But really, you can just change these around. I really liked the green eyes. You could do something totally crazy and make it the really cool, like 2 different colored eyes things. I mean, it looks different, but I think it's really cool. But these are really easy to build. Again, here's the blocks that I'm using, just more greens than reds, but you could totally keep doing red with the whole elf outfit. It works just as good. And basically, it's the same thing as Santa, but a little bit smaller here. We have a square head, a 3x3 head, and then the body is whatever dimensions you really want it to be. You can make them smaller or taller, but these ones are definitely much smaller than Santa. Maybe they're just as tall, but they're way thinner. And one thing I really like about this build is the arms. They're so fun to do. You can make them do anything you want. It's just really cool. She's got her hands on her hips, and he's pointing at the snowman. The next Christmas build is a sleigh. So we have red glazed terracotta, and then red concrete, and clay this time, and then a bunch of shulker boxes. This is meant to look like presents are flying everywhere. Oh no, somebody's not going to be happy. They're not going to get what they want. But this is definitely much easier to make in creative, but you could interchange all of these shulker boxes with different wool colors. It would work pretty much the same because the wool is really close to the colors of the shulker boxes. So if you don't have a billion shulker boxes, do wool, and then adding them falling off of the back makes it look like the sleigh is in motion a little bit more. I have it floating off the ground, but of course you could park it right on the ground, and technically the levers aren't touching the red blocks, but it's pretty darn close if you look at it. So it looks like the whole slider thingy, for lack of a better word, is being held on by the levers. So it's kind of a nice little detail here. You could add more, you could add less, maybe you could even skip them if you don't really like them, but it's a really nice fun build. And then of course you have room to stand in here, and there's actually shulker boxes right here in the front in case you didn't notice. That's like his headlights. I mean, Santa's got to see at nighttime, right? Build number 9. This was the hardest build to make out of all of these. A reindeer. You need a reindeer. So what's going on is terracotta, red concrete, wool, brown terracotta, light gray terracotta. Now, it's really hard to get here, so make sure if you want to build this, just pause the video here. The shape was really tough to work out, but after playing around with it a little bit, I got it to look like he is running. And of course this one's Rudolph, but you could make any of the other ones by just switching the nose color. Works fine, looks good. I really dig the whole antler thing too, because it's again another thing where you can just keep going, and you can also just do whatever you want with the antlers. Just make them however you really want. You could make them letters if you wanted for some reason. But here is the other side of the body. It's tough to get done, but I think it looks really nice. This is probably my favorite build, but I don't know. I think it's just really cool looking, and it would look awesome up in the sky, maybe with this sleigh, but bigger behind it. That would look really, really, really cool. And build number 10, as recommended by my girlfriend. Look at this. It's Santa peeking out of the chimney. This yellow gold looking thing is meant to be his present sack. Okay, pretend here, but we have Santa peeking out of the chimney as he's sneaking down. Maybe he's stuck in the chimney. Oh no, he had too many cookies this year, but I don't know. It's just a really fun build, and now that the brick looks good, it looks really nice, I think. But I mean, you can add more detail to this, just spamming bricks at this point, but it's supposed to be Santa on a chimney, going down into the chimney. The black concrete is really useful for this because it's so dark. See, from like a ways away, it looks like darkness in there, but it's actually just black concrete. So I just copied Santa's head from the first build, but used white concrete this time, just showing that really you can use any white block for the beard and it works. And yeah, and that is 10 Christmas holiday themed builds for your world. What build is your favorite in this world, and what is one build that you're gonna do in your world? Feel free to send any pictures or screenshots in the Discord channel. It is linked in the description of your Christmas build. Share them with me and with everyone else, of course. But which one is your favorite? Did you like Santa? Do you like the elves? Did you really dig the reindeer like I did? And if you build these in your world, send me a screenshot as well. I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with. Feel free to change these as you need to, or just have fun with them. But happy holidays, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.